Oh, let's go.
What, you're not even re-watching these movies?
Hello everybody, mic check, mic check. How we doing? How we doing? All doing good. Give me 2 seconds here. Let's get this thing queued up. Let's get this thing ready to go. Thank y'all for being here. Be sure to hit that like button. Let's get rolling, shall we? All right. Put that away. Okay, let's roll into it. Hello everyone. How are we doing? Let me hit one more thing real quick, and then because I got to keep this rolling, because we might be doing a piggyback stream tonight. I've never used that term or that phrase, but we might be doing it tonight because it's too late to do a stream where we do one stream, end it, and then do another stream. So I thought, yeah, let's piggyback where let's talk a little bit about sports. We got to talk about the sports world and what's going on right now, because there's a lot of, we had a couple hockey games tonight that we got to talk about. Apparently Kyler Murray's getting released. So we got some of that. We can talk a little bit about spring baseball. TCU, they fought for a spot after beating Texas Tech to get a spot and be a bubble team to try to get into March Madness. there was an update on the March Madness. And again, this isn't the official, but I like how in the other stream we did a little graphic here. We talked about some teams and where they might land. And so I wanted to go over that a little bit. And then we can talk a little bit hockey. I had another thing. I think Kyler Murray. Oh, Kenneth Walker. Now, here's the thing, though. I think the Kenneth Walker news, I'm going to be real honest. I think the Kenneth Walker news is kind of just, it's talk. It's talk right now. I don't think it's too much. And then I guess I can probably give some, maybe one or two quick thoughts or statements on the NFL draft process right now, because we got a lot of combine warriors. If you've been around social media in the NFL, you've been hearing that one. I want to say probably for like the last 4 or 5 years, like that term has been real loud lately of, you know what, I think if, and again, I'm not calling out any managers, coaches, or GMs, but if we have to go to, you know, the end of like the final test of let's determine if this guy's a football player or not when they're running around in their jammies, I don't think we're doing our job well. I don't think we're doing our job the right way. That's just my thoughts. It's not, factual. I think if there are things and key indicators on why, hey, this is why we should try to go draft this guy, or hey, this is why we shouldn't draft. Like, what's the combine going to change? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, there might, like, I'll look at, for example, you look at either of the running backs from Penn State with Singleton or Allen, you look at Price or Love and the two-headed duo at Notre Dame. What out of any of the game film that we saw where we argued that Jeremiah Love is the best running back and he has a shot to take the Heisman from Mendoza, where in any of that process did we all of a sudden go, yeah, you know what, I don't think he's ready for the NFL. I think we got to do one more. I think we got to go through this draft process and like, are we kidding? Did we not watch any of the games? I guess we forgot how good all of Indiana's teams are. I guess we forgot how good Miami was, or Texas A&M, or Ohio State, or like it's fun. Anyways, so we can talk a little bit about that. But yeah, watched a couple games tonight, and so I was like, okay, we got to talk a little bit of sports. So that's on the docket. Now, everything that I just mentioned, we're probably going to forget maybe one or two things, which that happens. And then after, I don't know, we might play, I'm staring at a couple fun games. We could do a little bit of John Marston, or we can do some Deep Rock. Or, shit, I can load it up. I'd probably have to do an update, but we could do some Black Ops Zombies. But anyways, I'm glad you guys are here. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's get this going, shall we? All right, what are we here for? We're here to talk some hoops. So without any further ado, let's talk some hoops, guys. And I want to try to, again, with why we're piggybacking, I want to try to keep this maybe at like 40-ish minutes. Who knows? I don't know how long this could go for the sports section, but we'll do a little bit of sports and then we'll hop over to the gaming. So, all right, Georgia. I think Georgia's moved up a little bit in the world. Oh my gosh, yeah. I think we have a little bit of, okay. So, Duke is still number one. UConn's still number one. Michigan moved from the West to the Midwest, and Arizona's number one here. Okay, so not too much movement in the ones. Michigan State's a 2 now. I think Michigan State was they were a 4 or a 5, I think, last time. So Michigan State's a 2, Illinois is a 2, Houston's a 2, and the Gators are a 2. The Gators are moving up. Weren't the Gators sitting at 6 the other day? Anyways, and again, this is not like set in stone. This is just the bracket prediction. But I thought, you know what, Andy Katz already went out of his way, with the graphics and stuff, and so it's like, yeah, let's just go off of this. Why not? Instead of sitting here for 40 minutes making all the anyways, okay. I think Duke gets past all these teams, and again, probably meets up with Arkansas here in the Sweet 16. I don't think Kansas gets past Arkansas. I really don't. Out of Kentucky and UCLA, I'll still pick that upset with UCLA. Texas Tech and Hawaii. After, I'm a little with just today and with how today went, because somebody got an upset on senior night. I'm a little about Texas Tech right now. And so to overreact, give me UCLA out of this group where UCLA beats Kentucky, Texas Tech beats Hawaii, but then UCLA beats Texas Tech. So we have an 11 seed in the Sweet 16. Giving Michigan State and St. Louis meeting in the round of 32, but then Michigan State against UCLA. And then ultimately, out of Michigan State and UCLA, give me Sparty, and then give me Duke in the regional final in the East. You like that? See how quickly we're doing this? All right, out of the South, give me UConn. Yeah, North Carolina jumped up to 5. They jumped up a bit. They were not this high ranked last time. I think they were the 6th seed, or maybe even the 11. But out of Bama and the Tar Heels, give me the Tar Heels. But then out of the Tar Heels and UConn, give me UConn. I can see Tennessee getting an upset over Iowa State. And so then we have UConn, Tar Heels, Tennessee. And then out of here, I'm going to play it safe and say Illinois. But then in the regional final, because they have gotten to the regional final before in the past, give me Tennessee and UConn. And then UConn to the Final Four. Damn, that was easy. And now that that's happened, whoops. Let me see. I don't know if I'm going to pick any team over Michigan in this bracket. No, probably not. Yeah, I'll take, for fun, Utah State over NC State. UMBC against... Okay, yesterday I joked about UMBC beating Arizona. It's Arizona. I feel like you can make that joke about Virginia, Arizona, Purdue. Who's another team where, like, when they're Kentucky, when Kentucky's like a 2 or 3 seed, you can make those jokes. But like a 1 seed Michigan, I'm a little, I don't know about this. I don't think they'd lose that. So Michigan, I'll take not Vanderbilt, Virginia. Actually, whichever one goes farther in their tournament, I'm probably Virginia. Okay, and then give me Nebraska in this group, and then give me Houston in this group. And actually, because I'm feeling dangerous, let me do give me Nebraska versus Michigan, and then Michigan moving to the final. I'll take that. Like, I'll take Wisconsin beating Texas, Houston beating Wright State. But then when Houston plays Nebraska in that 2-3 matchup, give me the Huskers. They've had a good year. All right. Is this the last one? I think this is the last one. Okay, and then out of the West, give me Arizona. Give me... Oh, I'm torn. Gonzaga or St. John's? I'm torn. Give me Miami down here. Give me Miami. Yeah, give me Miami to beat BYU, and then give me Miami to beat Purdue. Yeah, give me Miami. St. John's. Because what this is coming down to is, do I want St. John's or Gonzaga in the final? Because Villanova's probably going to beat Ohio State. But if Ohio State catches a little bit of momentum, a lot of people are thinking they catch some fire in the Big Ten championship, Big Ten tourney champion. But yeah, Florida versus Nova or Ohio State. Florida's probably winning this, and then Florida against Miami, Ohio. I'm gonna be honest, probably Florida wins that one, but it would add even more to a Cinderella run if Miami's gonna have a Cinderella run, because they're sitting at 30-0 right now. They're 1 win away from a perfect 31 win season. But then out of the winner, because out of Arizona or whoever they play, out of St. John's or Gonzaga, I'm gonna pick St. John's or Gonzaga. But then, hell, for the fun of it, yeah, give me Miami. I'll have Miami beat Florida. And then, so then we have Miami right here sitting, and they'll wait. The winner, give me Gonzaga. Give me Gonzaga. I need to see, I want to see another St. John's Big East run. Let's see how they do in the Big East tournament. And so Gonzaga against Miami, Ohio. Give me Gonzaga. So then we have Gonzaga against Michigan, most likely Michigan. And then I picked UConn, right? Yeah, UConn. And then in the East, who was it? Sparty against Duke. Dude, give me Sparty today. Why not? Because they're meeting a little bit later in the, and sometimes Duke just, sometimes, do they have the most impressive resume? When you stack it against other college teams, probably. Yes, they do. They have a lot of top 10 wins, but yeah, give me Sparty. So we'll have Sparty against UConn, against Michigan, against Gonzaga. And then I picked Michigan over Gonzaga, and then UConn or Sparty. Ooh. Because it's either UConn against Michigan or Michigan versus Michigan State in the final. And I don't know. A season ender, a Big Ten championship final, and then the final, like 3, that's not going to happen. Now, if it does, that's freaking crazy. That's freaking crazy because their game, let me look. I think their game's happening Tuesday. No, today's Tuesday. Their game is Thursday, maybe. Hold on. Nope, not Thursday. Is it Saturday? Oh, it's going to be Sunday. Look. Did that work? Oh, we're delayed a little bit here. Let me fix this so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Hold on. I'll go here. I'll go here. I'll go. About yay much. Yeah, we'll go about. Yep. Oh, perfect. That fits perfect. Now you guys are starting to see a little bit of the behind the scenes. All right. So yeah, for them to do in the season finale, and then with how if the bracket plays out, because I believe they are the 1 and the 2 seed in the Big Ten. Sorry. If they play the tournament right and they win their games, they'll meet up in the final for series finale, season finale, Big Ten finale, and then the finale. I don't think so. And now that I've said it out loud, it's happening. But back to it though. So my pick out of Sparty and UConn. I'll take UConn, and then we'll have UConn against Michigan in the final, and oh gosh, I'm torn. I really see. This is why I need to watch more basketball, because I don't know who would win that. On paper, Michigan, because it looks like Michigan has the better roster. But which team has been there more recently and who has the experience? Probably UConn. I don't know. And who knows? I could be overlooking TCU here, because TCU had a big win tonight against Texas Tech. And then, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's some fun college basketball to talk about and look at. Now let's move over a little bit to, stay tuned. We'll keep doing more basketball and stuff, joking about basketball. Let's move ahead. Here's some fun stuff that we can talk about, because it is a big topic of interest, as you guys see this headline and whatnot. Some things that everybody's talking about is, we got a couple. First thing is, obviously, free agency, but then you also have the draft, because everybody's been talking about the draft. I have not seen much on Fernando Mendoza, but if I'm going to be honest, if there's any reports of people complaining about him not throwing at the NFL Combine or not doing drills, it's like, where have you been for the last 5 or 6 combines where the projected number one, because as much as people want to debate Jaden Daniels or Drake May going over Caleb Williams, that was never going to happen. It just wasn't. Caleb didn't throw. Cam Ward didn't throw last year, so there's 24 and 25. Fernando Mendoza's not thrown, so there's 26. That's 3 years in a row recently. 2023, who was the number one draft pick in 23? Was it Bryce Young? I can't even remember. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Let's do... Dude, I cannot even... Draft. Do we have a draft? Draft. Here's the draft. Oh, no, draft. Dude, I don't even remember... Oh, this is from... Oh, here we go. Back to 2023. Was it Bryce Young? See, this is how much... Oh, yeah, it was Bryce Young. Okay, see... Yeah, because when Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, Anthony... Whoa, dude, this is already looking almost at a time capsule as well, because, I mean, I don't know how many Texan fans still want C.J. Stroud around, but it's like, this was a hit. They're going to trade him. That was in reports as well, because they also had a sales. There was a term, they put the same thing, like a trade tag or something, on Daniel Jones as well. The Colts did that. Devin Witherspoon, Super Bowl champ now. Paris Johnson. Okay. Who? Bijan Robinson. That's big pick. Darnell Wright. Okay. But like, hello? Christian Gonzalez, good pick. Jackson Smith, good pick, man. Hey. We won't talk about that. We won't talk about it. Okay. But yeah. Anyways, but for the point I was trying to make is, for the last handful of years, when has the number one QB prospect ever thrown? He hasn't. Because, again, and I said it a little earlier, if you're needing to see film and tape of Fernando Mendoza throwing the football, you haven't watched any football all season. You see what I mean? And I'd argue and say the same thing about Daniels or Altmaier or Beck or, gosh, who else are some of the... Let's look at some of the other QB prospects off the top of my head. Ty Simpson as well. Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller. Okay. Yeah, they're right here. Look. They're chilling. They're chilling right here. Which again, even I'd you know what, if I'm being honest, there's parts of me that think Carson Beck, and there it is, a little bit of it is the national championship bias because of how far Beck got, but Beck played long time in college football. Ty Simpson sat a lot, which not a lot of people will know this and remember this. Ty Simpson was Milroe's backup for a little bit, and so game film, we only have 1 year of him. And so, I mean, yes, there were stretches of this season where he did really well. There were stretches of last season where Garrett Nussmeier did really well. Same with Drew Aller. But arguably, since Stetson Bennett left Georgia, Carson Beck took over the starting role. I mean, he was really dominant the first year at Georgia. The second year was a little shaky. He wasn't too bad at Miami. Some of the costly mistakes of late game interceptions is what determined all three of their losses this year. But I'd put Carson Beck ahead of Ty Simpson a little bit. But Mendoza, Beck, Simpson, Nussmeier, then Drew Aller. That makes sense. All right. But anyways, yeah, if we are this late into the draft process and getting ready for all of it, and you're still, again, if you need highlights of them throwing in their PJs, not going 100% without helmets and pads, don't even draft them. Don't even waste your time trying to draft them because you didn't watch enough games. That's how I look at it. Because and with how this QB class is, because I've seen a lot of people talking to how this QB class kind of stinks. Because if you go back one more year, because we were talking about number one, like certified, no question about it, they're going to be the number one pick. In 2022, Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback taken, and he went round two or round three, I can't remember, because Levis and Malik Willis were also in that QB class, and I believe Bennett came in Bennett was part of the 23 draft class, but like it wasn't a good QB class, and a lot of people talk about that. Again, you go the year before that with 21, Trevor Lawrence didn't throw at the combine, like, because we knew from how successful he was at Clemson, the ACC championships, the national championship, we knew who was going to be the number one guy. You didn't need to see any film from the combine to be like, okay, this convinced me. You putting belt to ass against Bama as a 19-year-old, 18-year-old, whatever, that didn't convince me. I needed to see you throw some 10 and outs, in Indianapolis. But I say all this jokingly because I think football fans, we're starved of football. And so what's the new shiny toy right now? The NFL Combine. And so, all right. But then back to some things that we've noticed is there are some guys that are not pictured in this little graph. Breece Hall, also of the Jets, got franchise tagged, if I'm not mistaken. But then we scroll down a little bit. Yeah, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is likely to be cut because I think the official when trading gets to start, I believe it's the start of next week. But because there's a lot of talks too, which this kind of shows where the NFL is sitting, where JJ McCarthy as well, which again, I got to make a video on it, but people are thinking that JJ McCarthy, after 1 year, only 1 year, not the answer for Minnesota. Let's get him the hell out of town. Let's bring Kirk Cousins back. Let's bring Jacoby Brissett. Let's bring Kyler Murray. Let's bring, it's just so, it's so silly. It's because, He's not a rookie because technically it was his second year, but it was his rookie year playing because he tore his ACL. And I'm sorry, did Caleb Williams wow us his rookie year? Did Kyler Murray wow us? Baker Mayfield? Sam Darnold? Hey, we are rewriting the wrongs of we considered Sam Darnold a bust and his career to be not even memorable, nothing to it. The dude's played on 5 different teams the last 5 different seasons, labeled a bust, and what did he just do? He helped Seattle win a Super Bowl in a total complete effort. So are we going to change the narrative and move the goalpost again when if Minnesota does, take the risk early, let JJ McCarthy go, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, McCarthy just won a Super Bowl with the Packers, or he just won a Super Bowl with, the Falcons, or you see what I mean? Which would the Falcons or the Packers ever win a Super Bowl? No, probably not. But like, you see what I mean? And it's like it just again to expect. And this also isn't talking about some of the other rookies that were playing. Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Shador, Dylan Gabriel, Penix. No, Penix had some starts last year. Never mind. But, I mean, it's his rookie year. He's not going to wow you. And if you need to rely on a rookie quarterback carrying all 21 other positions on the football field and single-handedly getting wins, you're doing something wrong as a franchise. A rookie quarterback should not be the reason why, the sole reason on why you win and lose games. There are going to be games where, you know what, your running back needs to win this game. Your defensive line needs to win this game. Your kicker needs to win this game. If we're blaming all of the reasons why the Vikings lost all their games on JJ McCarthy, I don't think we're watching enough of the games to realize, he's not the problem on all of them. Now, did he play pretty bad in some of the games? Yeah, there were a couple. But did we watch the Minnesota versus Seattle game? Did we watch the Bengals versus Vikings game? Because that one was pretty bad too. But anyways, all right. Enough of me yapping. I don't know where Kyler Murray is going to go. There's parts of me that thinks he goes to the Cowboys, and then Dak Prescott the Cowboys get rid of Dak Prescott at the last second. Like, I don't know. Sorry, I need a swig. Been talking too much. But other teams, other names. I don't know why Seattle's being dumb and not re-signing him. Do I personally think Kenneth Walker is on the same level as Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry? No. Like I still think arguably the best running back in the NFL is Derrick Henry. And then second to Derrick Henry, probably Saquon. And then it's 2A, 2B where Saquon or Christian McCaffrey. You pick either one. Arguably, though, I do think Derrick Henry is better just because of size and, I mean, dude, Derrick Henry freaking kicks ass. But so all three of those, I would say, arguably the best running backs. Then after that, we can talk about the Jacobs and the Aaron Joneses of the league. And then, I mean, I think Jonathan Taylor, you can throw Jonathan Taylor into that mix because, again, like every 3 or 4 years, he'll have like a huge breakout season. This past season was one of those where, hey, we're in October, November-ish, we're still talking about Jonathan Taylor being MVP. Who else could we talk about? I think Cook. I think James Cook for the Bills. I think he's up there around like kind of the same level of Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones. And again, personal opinion, like not factual, but Seattle holding out. I mean, there's parts of me that think the reason why they're holding out is because they're going to set the market and move it to where he's the highest paid running back, and that's what the market is moving forward. But then there's other parts of me where you look at it with Saquon or Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard or Aaron Jones. The second you get done with that first contract or that second contract, teams let you go because they want the new college guy. I'm not the only one who has said this. I did get this from watching, lots of NFL, opinions and media of kind of that is the trend in the NFL where, dude, you can be Adrian Peterson. See ya. We'll go get the young dude that is a lot cheaper and coming fresh and hungry from college. We'll go pick him. And hopefully that's not what happens to Kenneth Walker because, I think he kicked ass at Michigan State that year that they could have gotten to the college playoff back in 21 when Peyton Thorne was playing awesome. Jaden Reed was playing like Spartans were fun to watch that year. They were really good. And I don't know. Like I think it'd be really silly for because parts of me think that they're gonna re-sign him, and the reason why is because their other back in that two-headed monster, Charbonnet, is gonna be out for a long time this season because of the torn ACL. So what running back, if it was Love or Price or Singleton or Allen, what running back prospect from this upcoming draft who's going to be available by the time you're able to pick them in the second or the third round? You know what I mean? They're going to be gone because teams who do want a running back or need a running back that are draft positions ahead of them, Jeremiah Love, gone. Price, gone. They're going to be gone already. And, because everybody's already, penciled in that Jeremiah Love's going to go to the Chiefs, which that's probably not going to happen, but, all right. Anyways, who else? Oh, Henderson. He needs to go. What the Bengals are doing and messing around with him, I think it'd be very beneficial if he went to... let's go look at a team that was probably a couple defensive players away from getting a little farther. Lions, 49ers. He could help stack that roster, make it a lot more loaded. With the Eagles, I don't think he stays with the Bengals. The Bengals have already flirted with it. I do think he's probably gone. And going back to Kyler and the Murray situation with Arizona, I'll admit, I thought it was all just talking points. The position I had on it was, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. This is off season of, hey, we're bored. We need stuff to talk about. And so I didn't really think anything of it because I thought, and the same way I felt about Kyler Murray was the same way I feel about A.J. Brown, where, we can talk about him leaving, or Montgomery as well, where, we can talk all off season of David Montgomery's going to leave, Kyler's going to leave, A.J. Brown's going to leave, because A.J. Brown, according to reports, requested numerous trades all during the season. And it's like, well, he never got traded, so it sounds like, is he going to go anywhere? Probably not, because what are the Eagles? A winning team. They're a winning franchise. Why would you? But then, look at that. Montgomery's off to the Texans, which I do think that does help that team a lot. Which you got Chubb in the backfield, Montgomery. Maybe they'll probably let Nick Chubb go though. I don't know. We'll see who the number one is there. But yeah, he's gone. They've messed around with it way too long. Malik Willis, bro, I don't even know where he would go because he's been in the league as long as Kenny Pickett has. He's turned into a little bit of a journeyman as well, where him, Levis, is Desmond Ridder even... I don't even know if Desmond Ridder's in the NFL anymore. Ridder. Oh, Ritter. Funny enough, Ritter's actually on the Packers. Look at that. Look at that. He's on the Packers. So he was Cincinnati, Vegas, Falcons, and now the Packers. Damn, he is turning into a journeyman. Damn, but I think I can't remember which game it was, but there was a game where he did ball out. He played really good. I think that's why he's in talks to be somewhere. Ranking the top. You know what? In fact, let's let's go look at it. Trey Hendrickson, which actually, let me pull this up. Yeah, this is not going to work. Let me scooch this over. Hello. Seeing a little bit of the behind the scenes. There we go. All right. Let's keep it rolling, shall we? Hold on, let me check one more thing. Glad the... Let me move that there. Yap a little bit more, and then we'll... What the hell? Hold on. Let me... Fix that. Huh? So weird. Okay. Back to it. Back to it, back to it, back to it. All right. Oh man, it is so blurry. Sorry, people. Trey Hendrickson, Tyler Linderbaum, Jalen Phillips. Interesting. I thought he had a little. Okay, I thought he had a little bit more time. Alec Pierce, Rasheed Walker. Really? Even after winning the Super Bowl? Oh, Mike Evans not going anywhere. Don't give me any of that. Mike Evans isn't going anywhere. Watson, Millie Foss, Devin Lloyd, Kyler, Isaiah Likely, Romeo Dobbs. Khalil Mack is going to... Spoiler alert. Khalil Mack will be on a contender. Spoiler alert. The dude doesn't have a Super Bowl. I don't know actually how many meaningful... I mean... I'm thinking 18 Bears. 2016 Raiders. I'm trying to think like what team has this... Like the farthest he's been like on a true legit contender. Yeah, anyways. Travis Etienne, well, I don't think he's leaving. No. Cooks. Another one? Damn. Okay. I think Rashid Shaheed. And where's the other one? Where's the other one? Kenneth Walker as well. Damn, where the hell? There's no way that two of them on the defensive side of the ball, and then your star running back. There's no way all of them leave. Oh wait, Shaheed is not, my bad. He's not defense. He's special teams and wide receiver. My bad. There's no way. Jason, Juwan Jennings. Oh, hey, there's another one. There's another one on Seattle. Reed Blankenship. Ooh, Joey Bosa. Yeah, he did only sign a 1-year deal with Buffalo. He probably comes back. I don't think he leaves. Chanel, Rico Dowell. Hey, he turned it on there at the very end of the season for the Panthers. I'd argue and say he's a big reason why they were in the postseason. I don't think he's going anywhere. Oh, look at that. Another Seahawks player. Look at that. Another one that's could potentially be hitting free agency. They're all going to get re-signed. Oh, and the Kobe Dean. And the Kobe Dean's not going anywhere. Only time would tell. I knew it would happen. Okay, there's two things I'm laughing at. I'm laughing at the quick scroll of it's like, Cameron Brink, is that you? No. But not only Anzalone, because he's not leaving the Lions. He's not. He's been very good with the Lions. But then the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. Here's when we're going to find out that Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Preseason week 2. Okay? So don't, have y'all been following football the last 3 years, 4 years? We'll know when he's ready to go. And crazy thought, if he doesn't, look at this. You got Mason Rudolph ready to go and start because he started a couple games for the Steelers last year with Fields and Wilson as well. But then if Rudolph's not ready to go, you have he's not going to be a rookie anymore, but you have your rookie quarterback that you drafted the year before in Will Howard. Look at that. Simple math, man. It's not anything crazy where, oh my gosh, look at that. Cardinals are trading. How funny would it be? Cardinals trade. We have a 3-team trade, okay, where Kyler Murray goes to the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers goes to the Cowboys, and then Dak Prescott goes to the Cardinals, bro. It'd be stupid. It wouldn't happen, but Quiddy Payne, Kevin Byard, Jamel Dean, Kirko. Yeah, I don't know about Kirk Cousins. I have no clue. Deebo Samuel. Dude, I thought it would work outside of the 49ers. What are you doing? I guess not. Bradley Chubb, Travis Kelce. Where's he going, dude? Really? You think he's going to leave Kansas City? Come on. Dallas Goedert, Elijah Vera Tucker, Logan Hall, Cam Robinson. I didn't know he played football. I knew he played guard sometimes, but I didn't know he played football. David Njoku, Caden Ellis, Eric Stokes. Hey, you know who's not on this list? Crosby. You know who'd be in the top 10, top 5? I even think Crosby or Hendrickson. You pick either one. Either one. He'd be in the top 3. If Crosby put his name out there, because again, they sat Crosby. He was healthy. He was ready to go. He was a healthy scratch. And yeah, Tamari Davis. I think he'll be fine with whatever team he goes to. Mariota, dude, it's sad, man. Turned into a journeyman, man. Oh, look, another Seahawks player. If I had a nickel for every time. No. I'd have 2 nickels. Rinkins, Hawkins, Hollywood Brown. Dude, Hollywood hasn't been the same since he left the Ravens. No, actually, not even that. Probably since he left the Cardinals. He wasn't bad on the Cardinals. He was decent. Dude, I totally forgot Stefanski was the new head coach of the Falcons. And I've even done a stream where I've talked about the new head coaching carousel. I've already forgot. Bobby Wagner is a free agent. Okay. Trayvon Diggs. and Sean Ryan. Really? Packers are letting him go. We drafted Sean Ryan in 22, I think. I don't... Yeah, he got drafted not that long ago, actually. Oh, shit. We've almost been streaming an hour. And we haven't even started the gaming part. See, told you it was a piggyback stream, guys. Sorry about that. So, right. Alright, let's do... So we talked a little bit about college basketball. We talked about football. I gave my thoughts on Kyler Murray. NBA. Cavaliers beat the Pistons 113-109. If anybody's interested in that. So, there's that. Oh, that's not working. Hold on. Actually, hold on. Let me go scores. We'll fix this right up. Oh my gosh, that looks nasty. Get it out of my sight. I don't want to see it. That looks so bad. That looks so bad. Now I gotta redo it. Sorry. Get this out of my sight. There we go. There we go. There we go. We'll go about yay high. Okay. Sorry, people. Hey, it's tough here. We're a professional program, okay? Quit making fun. Lakers and the Pelicans, 47-42. Like I said, Cavs already beat the Pistons. Spurs beat the 76ers. I did like how they did a little fun throwback with the NBC graphic. That was a nice touch. Why the hell are the Bulls? How many people we have sitting out this game? Their top scorer was McCain. What the hell? Yep, SGA not playing. Hartenstein not playing. Did Chet Holmgren played? Ew, just a bad shooting night. Bad shooting night. Chet Holmgren, Dort, Wiggins, Walls. Again, too, I don't know how many. What the hell? What is this? Huh? Why is it not? Hold on. Huh? It's not showing. Anyways, so the Thunder are 48-15, and a lot of their success too is also coming when not all of their top players are even playing. Like their starting five from the NBA Finals. Check that, like fact check it. But there was a report out there where after, I think we were still sitting at under 10 losses. I think we were somewhere around like Christmas-ish, maybe a little bit after Thanksgiving, where all their starting five hadn't even played 10 games together. It was some crazy obscene stat where Dort, Holmgren, SGA, Williams, and Caruso. Caruso was that fifth man, or was some other, but they hadn't collectively together all been healthy and played more than 5 games together. It was some crazy stat like that. And at the time, they had the best record in the whole league. And it's like, yikes. We can only imagine how good these guys are going to be when they're at full strength. Could they potentially go back-to-back? Yeah, they probably could. Even now, sitting now as we fast forward a couple months where we're a little bit outside of the playoffs, I definitely do think the Thunder could go back-to-back. I really do. Some teams in the way, though. Got to address the elephant in the room, the Spurs. I think the Nuggets could give them some fits, but other than that, I mean, unless LeBron turns back the clock and plays like 2016 LeBron, I don't know, man. I don't think the Rockets can beat him. I don't think I don't think the Warriors can beat him. Yeah. And then by the time they get to the East, I think the only teams in the East that could beat the Thunder. I don't even know. Let me go look. Maybe the Knicks. But not Boston, not Detroit. Maybe the Knicks or the Cavs. Because if this was the 24 Boston Celtics, hell yeah. But that so many of those pieces that were on that Celtics squad, they're not there anymore. I love how look at this. Giannis stayed for the money, baby. Not even making the play-in. They'll make it though. Charlotte's probably gonna pop out here. Atlanta's probably gonna pop out too. We're probably gonna have. I could see the Magic making a push. 76ers falling a little, and then probably we got 10 teams in. I don't know about these two. In. Oh shit! I've already lost track. In. So 4. In 5. In 6. In 7. In 8. In 9. Yeah, in 10. So Toronto, yeah. I could see these two going down. Orlando Magic coming back up to the 5 or the 6. The Hornets getting to the 6. So these two teams creeping up. Miami dropping down. Toronto and Philly dropping down. Milwaukee and Chicago moving in. Hawks all the way out. And then, yeah. Okay, and then for the West, who the hell knows? Because look at this. Well, actually, let's go second best. Look how many games separate all these teams here. If the Warriors go win 5 in a row, they can be chilling up here. So, anyways. Okay, so that's the NBA. Let's go to the NHL real quick. Get Sergei Bobrovsky out of here. He's not getting traded. No. Why would Sergei Bobrovsky go to... No. Oh my gosh, that's probably going to happen. I could see Trocheck going to the Wild. And just New York doing a full clean house. Oh, Dougie Hamilton. We heard that name a lot tonight. Oh, and that's it. All right. Baseball. I saw that Team USA beat the hell out of the Giants today in an exhibition game, but again, it's an exhibition game. It's like, let's not get too carried away. When does World Baseball Classic starts like now, doesn't it? Let me look up. Because we talked about what? Oh, tomorrow. Starts tomorrow. First game, Taipei. I'm butchering that. But Australia against Chinese Taipei. I'm butchering it. Sorry, guys. Taipei. I think it's Taipei. Because no games today. But then we got, And then we have Czech, and then Korea, Australia, and Czech again. So they play 2 games? What the hell? Yeah, we're gonna need you to play Korea in the morning, and then Australia at night. And then when does Team USA play? There we go, against Brazil. Okay. It's on Friday. And then Japan play Cuba, Panama, Mexico, Great Britain, Netherlands, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Colombia. Okay. Japan. Where's Japan? Hold on. I'm going to look at one more thing. No. So Japan opens against... Okay. I wonder if Japan, United States, and Great Britain. I'm wondering if we'll get like a little, you know what I mean, like a little taste of Japan playing, Mexico, or because I like, if I'm being here we go, Mexico against the United States, big matchup. Because I'm gonna be real, I think Japan is the team to beat, and they don't play it in group play. Well, because they're not in the same pool. Yeah, they're in Pool B. Japan's in Pool C. Puerto Rico's in Pool A. Yeah, I think Puerto Rico could be a problem. Japan's going to be a problem. Like, I mean, did we forget the last World Baseball Classic? Like, Yeah, so I don't know if a rematch happens, though. I don't know. All right. Any other sports? And then we got soccer, but soccer's pretty far away. But all right, guys. I think that is. Let's see. Let's go around the horn one more time. Let me check the comment section. I know I've been peeking at it lately, and we're a little quiet tonight, which totally fine. Totally get it. Nothing. I don't see anything, which that's totally fine. So we already talked. We talked a little bit about Miami, Ohio. They're 1 win away from perfect season. Transition tag. That was the thing for Danny Dimes. Was a transition tag. Also, BYU lost to Cincinnati tonight as well, 68-90. So again, I mean, love the Cougs, but man, Arizona State, big win against Kansas tonight, 70-60. Look at this. Hold on. We'll talk a little bit about this as well. Look, another 2-point again. A win, like, for example, you look at Arizona State. Arizona State here has a win against a ranked team. You go look at Miami. They don't have any ranked wins. But how many of these games have been close wins like this? And again, 30 in a row. Arizona State didn't do that. Dude, Arizona State beat Texas Tech, and then they got blown out like the next game. Look, let me show you. Because they're 16-14, but look, so get blown out by Arizona. Not really, 89-82, but so they beat Texas Tech 72-6. Anyways, and then they go lose to Baylor. They actually went and lost the next 2 in a row. But you see what I mean? Like 30 wins in a row, and I'm probably going to say that a lot more, and that won't be the only time you hear me talk about it. But I think because it's kind of the same thing with the Patriots, where we made the schedule merchants, because the Patriots had like 3 quality wins the whole regular season. But again, 30 basketball games. They won 30 in a row. Not every team can say that. So let me check one more thing, and then we will start. We'll start some things up. I think we did. What? Oh, you know what I realized? Okay, we didn't really look at the scores of the hockey games because I got distracted with the free agency talk. Sabres beat the Golden Knights. Devils beat the Panthers. Panthers might miss the playoffs. Honestly, they might miss the playoffs. Jets beat the Blackhawks in overtime. Stars beat the Flames 6-1. Damn. Oilers beat the Senators 5-4. And then let me look. Bruins beat the Penguins 2-1. Sorry guys, yawning. Then we got the Wild taking care of business against the Lightning right now, 3-1. So, start of the third period there. Anyways, but I thank you guys for watching. We will start. We'll just do another stream. Why not? I mean, we've streamed for an hour. It's not too bad. We can do another one. We can piggyback, but anyways, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in another stream. Peace out.